and we're driving along, and I had the little Jack Russell with me in the back of the car, and it started howling. So my boyfriend said, oh, what's up with that? I think it might want to go out. So we stopped to let it out, because we was coming down a country lane. And he shuts the door, my boyfriend, and I'm just sat there with the engine still running, waiting as he walks. And he was walking for about 5-10 minutes. And I felt this cold presence next to me.
In the car?
In the car. Oh, it was really cold.
Yeah.
And I looked at the window, I thought he'd left the window, and I looked at the passenger side. And there's something sat there. It was just sat there, doing nothing at all. So, to be honest, I got a bit frightened. I thought,
You would, yeah.
It's a bit weird thing. Because he wasn't in sight. So I jumped out the car and we shouted and he come back. And I said, oh, come on, let's get going. So he says, I'll get in the back with the dog, it's a bit wet. It'll be all over the seat. So I said, okay. So we get in the car, we carry on the journey, about half a mile from home. And it came again. So I stopped the car, I said, can you feel something? He said, it feels cold, if that's all. I said, can you not see there, in the passenger seat? He said, what? You know, he couldn't see me.
Yeah.
But I could see this, like, thing sat there. So...
Did it have any...
It had it had clothes on, but its face was covered. It was sort of looking out the window, if you know what I mean. It's sort of looking down the side of the hospital. So we get home, we get in, and he said, what's up with you? Because I was white as a ghost. I said, oh, now, leave it. I said, I'm just cold. So, that was on the 4th of March. So, I just let it go by for imagination or something like that. So then, on the 16th of March, I was out myself then in the car, and it was late again. And it happened again. Now, it happened on 2 occasions, this. So then, I came home and I said, we'll get rid of that car, I don't want it anymore. He said, you know, why?
What car was it?
It was a Morrissey Town. It was an old car.
Oh yeah, I know it.
A little old car. It was old, and it was an orange one. I said, oh no, I said, I just feel funny in it. So we got rid of the car. Someone bought it off us. And the lady that bought it off me was from Charlie. And I'll be dead honest, she had the car 2 weeks and she phoned me up. She said, you know, did anyone die who had that car?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
So I said, not that I know. I said, I bought it off an old couple. I said, they were very nice, like. I said, not that I know. I said, only we were out in it, said, and we got this cold feeling in it, and there was someone in the passenger side looking out the passenger's window. So then I told her, so that's why we got rid of it, really. So, and I don't know if she's got the car or not. But I was, you know, why did it come to us in that car?
It probably didn't. I mean, if somebody's died in that car through whatever reason, I don't know, suicide or whatever.
What, in that car?
Possible. Oh, yeah. Possible. You can sit in a car, can't you, and run a pipe from your exhaust and commit suicide. You know, if you can take an overdose and kill yourselves while sat in a car.
We've had photographs shown to us of cars.
With people in them.
Cold
spirits.
Oh, it was really frightening. And then, back then, we just bought a new car then. We didn't bother with anything like that.
I was going to say, did you not know any history of the car? Did you not ask?
None at all. I bought it off an old lady and they was getting on. And he'd just give up driving. He said he had the car from brand new.
How long ago was this?
Oh, it was 2 years ago since we had it.
So do you know if the car's still around?
I should imagine. I mean, we sold it to a lady. And, like, she did get in touch with us and say that, and we sold it.
No, I'd just be fascinated to know if anybody out there has got the car.
Got that car.
And they could get in touch and let us know whether they've had any experience with it.
Can you go back to the description of what you saw? Did you say whether it's male or female?
I'll be honest, I haven't got a clue because it didn't look at us, at me. It was just sort of looking through the window at the side.
Away from you?
Yeah, and the face was sort of covered. And I just froze me. The first time I froze. And like we got home quick, but the second time I was in the car on my own and it was more unnerving.
So it's very obviously that something occurred within that car in the past.
Yeah.
It must have been. Must have been.
But they wouldn't turn round?
Maybe they may not have known you were there. Maybe there was in their own time.
Yeah.
Whether somebody was at the car or if it's in the passenger seat, then it wouldn't have been the driver.
Not necessarily.
You know.
But then again, if they were committing suicide by whatever means, they may have just sat there looking out as they were dying.
Yeah.
And that's why they couldn't turn around and look at you.
Yeah, this old man and this old lady said it was one owner on the logbook.
Yeah, but maybe it was somebody they knew. It doesn't have to be the owner. It was just somebody, a passenger.
Could have been a passenger, anybody, couldn't it? Anybody.
Yeah. But it was so strange.
Yeah, sounds really
it
weird.
It was awful, that. I mean, you're driving along and you just freeze.
Yeah.
It's like being in a bloody fridge.
Yeah.
And then, like, I said, I had another experience. We was at Glossop, where the dragon kennels are.
Yeah, I know.
And to be honest, we were looking at a horse in the field there.
Yeah.
So my boyfriend said, you go and have a look. And I went down the field and I had a bucket, just some bits in to sort of get the horse's attention. And it was like a 10-acre field this we're walking, and there's only like me and like 4 horses in this field.
Yeah.
Nobody else.
Yeah.
He was up at the top of the farm talking to the owner, like.
Yeah.
And the bucket just flew out my hand. I'm in the middle of a field with nobody there. About before I'm going to these horses.
Yeah.
This bucket went. So I just sort of stood there.
Yeah.
You know, it was a summer's day now, could blow it out my hand.
Yeah.
So as it hit the floor, the ponies ate it and they came running. So I just ignored that, giving the ponies the food. And then this other pony was just sort of stood on its own, staring, wouldn't come near.
Yeah.
I thought, he's just a bit timid or something like that.
Yeah.
So time the others had ate the food, they'd gone then, they'd ate the food and gone, but this pony still stood there, looking at this bucket.
Weird.
I picked the bucket up to go back, and then again I felt someone cold next to me.
Yeah.
But this pony would not move, it just kept staring.
Weird. We heard a story once a while back about a woman that used to take her dog in a field and throw the ball for it. And every time she threw the ball in this certain corner of the field, the dog refused to go to get the ball back. He'd do it anywhere else, but this corner of the field, for some reason, she said, the dog would not go.
Yeah.
It's weird, isn't it?
It's strange, because I think animals sense more than we do.
Well, they do.
You know.
That's why they refuse to go into rooms like dogs. They use dogs.
That's right. I mean, it's like that the Jack Russell started howling in the car.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be honest with you, he never howls.
Yeah.
So how long did you say you had the car altogether?
The car, we had it roughly 18 months.
And only on the 2 occasions this happened?
On 2, well, I didn't give it a third chance, I'll be dead honest with you.
So that was towards the end of the 18 months?
Yeah.
That hadn't happened before?
No. It frightened me the second time, and then we just got rid, because I thought, it was...
Them particular times that you saw it, did that have any significance within your personal life outside the car?
No, none whatsoever.
None whatsoever?
None whatsoever at all.
You say it was in March?
Yeah.
So you'd had it 12 months previously?
Yeah.
It didn't happen then in that March?
No.
It wasn't the date?
No.
And yet it happened within 2 weeks?
Within 2 weeks
selling it.
of March, really, like that.
Mm.
Now, it wasn't as if I knew them.
Well.
I didn't know them.
Mm-hmm.
And they were just slanted looking out the passenger's window all the time on that. All the time. Didn't move. Just sort of...
Probably couldn't move.
Yeah. Probably dead.
Exactly.
Weird. Muriel, I must move on. There are other people waiting, but a fascinating story. Kenny and Dave from the Stockport Ghost Society here. Mike is next. Hello, Mike.
Hello, James.
Yes, Mike.
Right?
Yeah.
Kenny and Dave, I've been seeing spirits since I was about 7.
Yeah.
I have worked as a medium, I still do, and I teach a lot.
Yeah.
And I do healing as well.
Yeah.
The things I see are solid. Like the lady that was on prior to the one that's just been on now?
Yeah.
They are solid. I don't see misfigures.
Yeah.
You know, like most people do. No?
I've seen solid figures.
Yeah, there is a strange story. My father died about 1976. Now, he only comes back on occasions, but every time he comes back, he comes to me or my sister.
Yeah.
And it doesn't actually come into the room, it comes to the window.
Yeah.
And sort of like, you know, a tapping noise that wakes you up at night. It's always late, you know, early hours in the morning sort of thing.
Yeah.
But every time he comes, he just stares and then goes away. But within about a month, somebody dies in the family.
Oh.
Now, thank God he's not been back for a while.
Yeah.
But that has always happened.
Yeah.
And I just wondered if you knew why. I mean, I do try and find out myself, but I've never known why. I mean, you know, you see him there, and then you don't see him for years then.
Well, it's obvious, isn't it, that he's coming back to make you aware of something happening, but you will not know what is going to happen, because if you did, again, I think it would seriously affect you, because you'd be waiting for it to happen, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, a question here, really. These, whoever it be, father or relative, whatever relative that's passed on and died, and they come back, and the actual, well, we're just saying, they're not telling you somebody's going to die, it's just their presence of them is, you've worked out now that whenever time you see them,
You associate
it and somebody dies. Why do you think then that if they can come back and make you aware of this, why can't they come back and warn you, you know, tell somebody not to use that motorbike or whatever it is? Why can't they warn you so that the person doesn't die?
I have heard cases where they have, you know, from travelling around the country and going to other countries and that, where people have had warnings. You know what the lady said? He was at the window and he pointed out.
Yeah.
I mean, it does frighten you, I suppose, when you first see them. But there was one lady in America, and she was half and half asleep. She couldn't make up her mind whether she was awake or asleep, whether it was a dream or not. Yeah. But she saw, like, as if she'd gone to the window and saw this little boy being kidnapped into a van. Yeah. Now, when her husband come home, she told him about it. Yeah. And the next day, the day after that, it was in the papers that this little boy had been kidnapped. Yeah. Yeah. So when she phoned the police in America, I mean, they found him quickly, and he was okay. Yeah. But I'm just wondering if that lady that looked out the window, would she have seen what the warning was?
Yeah.
Possibly.
The other thing I wanted to ask you, I'm going to be real cheeky here.
Go on.
I've got one for James, I know.
Go on.
No, them first. Would you allow me to do a workshop at your place?
Yeah, by all means, to come along and... Well,
what, you mean...
A demonstration and...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
no problem.
We're always looking for anybody on any type of subject, obviously, that's going to be of interest to our members to, you know...
it's got to be, obviously, associated with the supernatural in a sense.
Yeah, it would be.
Because we always cater for individual needs, you know. Some people are not into ghosts, they might be into UFOs, which we do also. Witchcraft, dowsing, healing, anything.
Well, I teach healing in Manchester. And I do teach mediumship and other stuff. You know?
Oh, we'd love you to come to the club.
We do pay a small fee to cover your expenses and things.
No, not for the expenses, only down the road. James.
Yes. Okay, this is for me, is it? Go on then.
You're going to cut me off, I know you are.
No, I'm not. Come on.
How would you like... No, don't shout at me neither.
How would I like?
Would you allow me to do an healing on your show?
Do I want you to come down and do a healing on the show?
Yeah,
blimey.
on the phone in. I do it all over the world through the internet.
Right, I don't know. I'm not going to shout at you, Mike. Can I think about it and get back to you?
Yeah, you certainly can.
It's all right.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think it'll work, I don't know. I've never done healing. I've done, obviously, you know, messages and all that kind of thing, but I've never done actual healing.
I have done healing over the phone before from the house. I'm from the academy in Manchester.
Mike, I'll think about it. I've got your phone number.
Right.
I'll get back to you.
Okay.
All right, sweetie pie. And if you want to just turn up with Kenny and Dave anytime, it's the first Wednesday of the month. That's
we'll phone him if we've got his number here. Yeah.
Oh, we've got your phone number, Mike. We'll get in touch with you. Okay. We'll move on. Still lots of people waiting. We'd like to try and speak with everybody. John is next in just a minute or two.
The 80s Love Album. Perfect love songs from the magical 80s. The 80s Love Album. The finest ballads. The finest love songs. The perfect gift for Mother's Day. The 80s Love Album.
The Phone Bar is an interactive message exchange service. So if you want to talk to exciting new people, call now on 0930 20 30 30. For just 50p per minute, you can swap messages instantly, and with up to 150 people in the bar right now, you're sure to find someone to interest you. You must be over 18 and calls can last longer than 5 minutes. So if you fancy a chat and you're looking for a good time, call now on 0930 20 30 30. That's 0930 20 30 30.
There's only one talk show, and you're listening to it now. James Stannage on Piccadilly Magic 1152.
Kenny and Dave are with us from the Stockport Ghost Society. John should be next. Hello, John.
Hello, James.
Yes, John.
I want to speak to these
They're listening.
fellas. You have a knock, please.
They're listening. Just carry on.
We're here.
Yeah.
We're listening.
Yeah.
Well, I want to speak about my mother at the moment. See, I lost my mother in 1969. That's I'm going back a long time ago.
30 years, yeah.
Yeah, but still, I use her voices sometimes. What's your name again?
Ken and Dave.
Dave?
Ken and Dave.
Yeah. Well, like I say, I use my mother's voices sometimes, right, in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
But I don't see anything. I don't believe in ghosts, or spirits.
Are the voices giving you a message?
Well, no, she speaks to me. I get a cold shoulder on me,
Yeah.
middle of the night, see,
Yeah.
But sometimes this happens, I don't see
You
her.
feel her there, John, rather than actually get a message.
Yeah.
You just feel her
Yeah.
presence with you.
I think that's because that is the link.
I can't quite hear on this phone because I'm on a mobile phone, you see.
Oh, I see.
I think that's because of the strong bond between mother and son.
Am I speaking to Ken?
Ken. Yes.
Yeah, that's all
I
right.
think that's because of the strong bond
Yeah.
between mother and son
Yeah.
that you're able to feel her, because you'll always feel her with you, won't you, till the day that you pass over.
Yeah,
She'll
well,
always
I
be.
lost my father when he was 5, when I was 9 years old.
Yeah.
And I lost my mother in 1969, you see. But
Yeah.
since then, I think it's more of her than what I do with my father, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Are these voices comforting to you?
Yeah, no, I'm on my own now.
Oh, well, that explains it, doesn't it? You're on your own, your mother's voice.
I eat it now and again,
Yeah.
And it makes you feel good, John.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, who's this James?
It doesn't matter, baby, just keep talking. Do you mean, no, John, you feel happy about hearing her and feeling her presence, do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not spirit, it's not spirit.
I've never seen a ghost
No.
yet.
Yeah. No, it's not
Like I say,
spirit.
I don't believe in them.
No, John, it's obviously just, your relationship, your relationship with your mum, you can still feel the close bond there.
Yeah.
And there are times when, in the middle of the night, it just feels like
That's right.
she's there with you. John, I must move on. Piccadilly Magic 1152. Eric should be next. Hello, Eric.
Hi, good evening,
Yes,
James.
Eric.
Hi, kid.
Hello.
All right, lads.
All right.
I just want to tell you something that I did about in the 80s.
Yeah, come on.
What it was, I was working at a farm called Rabbitsborough Farm in Poynton. And basically what it was 3 cottages, and we converted it into one. And I was working upstairs one day, and all of a sudden I had a sensation that somebody was looking behind me.
Yeah.
I turned round and basically saw a woman, but disappear right through a wall.
Yeah.
So what was doing was knocking all the 3 cottages into one. So by the time I get to the end wall, which I have to take the plaster off, and lo and behold was a doorway, which was under the plaster.
Which is where the woman passed through.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. So I said nothing. The job carried on for about just over 18 months. And one particular day, I'm up the stairs again, and I heard somebody say to me, just like as if I'm talking to you now, just like, excuse me.
Yeah.
And I thought, what's going on? I turn round, there's nobody there.
Yeah.
I've got a grinding disc, so I've got a mask, goggles on.
Earphones type thing.
Right, so I can't hear anything.
Yeah,
I've got to go, excuse me. And again, I turn around, exactly the same lady goes away from me.
Yeah.
Goes downstairs, I thought somebody's winding me up. The lads are having the brew and all that sort of stuff, so one of the particular lads said to me, he said, "What's the matter with you?" So I said, "Well, why, what do you mean?" He said, "You're white as a ghost."
Yeah.
So all the colour, a lot had gone from me. I'd seen her twice, right, and I just really would like to know, is it because I was doing something wrong, or was I taking the lady from the house that I was working in to go into the next house?
I think
she actually lived there.
Well, I think it's because you're disturbing the building that she's appeared.
Who's that? Is that Dave?
Dave, yeah.
Hi, Dave.
Right.
Listen, another story that I lived in Newtonley Willows, and I was going to sleep one day, and all of a sudden I felt myself just come off the bed, completely raised, and then thrown back to the bed. I don't know if it was because at that particular time in my life I had a lot of disturbance or whatever.
Well, was you half asleep, or...?
No, I was wide awake, and I just felt myself really go high and then come back down low. You know what I mean? And it was as if somebody was like pushing me. Well, it was quite an unbelievable experience. And this sounds absolutely stupid, but the same voice said, "Excuse me."
So this experience was after the other one?
This is maybe, 18 months later.
Mm.
And I always feel as if this lady follows me. And it's always in times of maybe when I'm feeling low, and then with maybe 4, 5, maybe 6 weeks later, everything seems to go back to normal, and life gets back to normal.
It's the only word you hear, "excuse me."
Truthfully, it's like that. It's like as if somebody's sort of saying to me, "Shape up" or whatever. I mean,
do you think was the woman dressed in any particular period of clothing?
No, the first time I ever saw this lady was, as I say, we were working in Poynton, and basically I was covered up, so I just seen it was like a how can I explain it? I'm trying to explain without being ridiculous. The normal sort of everyday sort of woman just going through this wall, but it always says.
But obviously she was going through a doorway and not a wall.
Well, when we took all the plaster off, there was a doorway there.
Yeah. So obviously she's connected to that building, not you personally.
Yeah, but I'm talking from Poynton, going up to Earlstown, which is near St Helens. So it's a long way, isn't it?
Well, I think Kenny will tell you that stuff has actually followed him home.
Oh, yeah. Many times. They are capable of latching onto you.
When I was a young man, when I first came across to Manchester, there used to be a place called Sharston Hall in Wythenshawe.
I know it.
Well, I actually used to live just on the corner there. I'd been in Sharston Hall.
Right. Well,
it used to be an old fire station.
Well, I don't know what it was, but I went to a meeting one night, and I never met my granddad. And this lady said to me one day, she said, "There's a gentleman stood next to you, a uniform on and all that, and his name was Jim." And I've never known this guy called him. So I go home, and I start talking to my mother. He said, "Well, your granddad's name was Jim, and he was in the army."
Mm-hmm.
And this sounds absolutely stupid, but the same word came up. "Excuse me." And I don't know what, and all my life, I've always been sort of like a polite sort of person, and I just wonder whether I don't know. So it's 3 or 4, maybe 4 or 5 times this word "excuse me" comes up.
That may be only because I think the first time it stuck in your mind is when she said it to you. So each time you hear it now, it triggers
when
something
you think
else.
about it, when I went to Sharston Hall, I was a young man, maybe 14, 15 years of age.
Yeah.
When I went to Poynton, I was in my 20s.
Right.
When I went to Earlstown, I was in my 30s, and now in my 40s. You know, so I just wonder what the significance of that is. What about that, James?
Don't know. I don't know, baby.
It's a very common thing, though, isn't it? When people start messing about with buildings, knocking walls down, etc., that they uncover activity the way it does.
Yeah, but the old Sharton Hall was such an old building around the Wythenshawe area.
Yeah.
And there was a building in Woodhouse Lane called the Feeders. And I've always felt I could feel things. I could always relate, or I could always sense that I'm talking to somebody that wasn't there.
Yeah.
If I looked round, I felt it was somebody who was behind me.
Yeah, but they never were when you
was
turned
never
around.
there.
Yeah.
And since I've moved back to Wythenshawe, when I go to bed at night, I think, who's just shut that door, or who's just walked through that door?
Yeah.
It's
I don't know. I mean, they said there's magnetism all through the earth and the core of the earth and the earth's crust and everything. And we know that we record things onto tape through the use of magnetism. So whether that's got anything to do with spirits and people seeing things from the past, they've in some way they've been recorded, and it's like you've got the special key to unlock the tape or whatever. It's all very, very weird. Eric, I must move on. Piccadilly Magic 11, Piccadilly, Kenny and Dave from the Stockport Ghost Society here. David should be next. Hello, David.
Hi, James.
Yes,
Hi,
David.
Kenny.
Hello.
Hi,
All right.
what it was, do you know Dave, who was ringing before?
Yeah.
He said about the apparitions on the bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it would be about 8 years ago. I was fast asleep, and all of a sudden I felt something heavy land on the bed, right?
Yeah.
And then the bed covers come down, and you know, like you start waking up half and half sort of thing.
Yeah.
And it was like, well, the best way I could describe it, it's like a black apparition of a woman with like, have you ever seen Beetlejuice?
Yeah.
When they exercise them at the thing?
Yeah.
Well, a face was exactly like that.
Yeah.
You know, like Jaws.
Yeah.
And I was being strangled, and I couldn't breathe, and I was just couldn't get it off at all, right?
Yeah.
All of a sudden, I just banging, and the dog flew upstairs. He's a greyhound, but he died now because it was about 6 or 7 years ago.
Yeah.
Jumps on the bed, snapping and snarling, and it was like it just went off in a smoke out of the skylight window.
Yeah.
Right. But the strange thing was, he was like he was the most placid dog you could ever see. You know, he had no aggression towards people. His hair was all up on his back.
Yeah.
Right, growling. And when it just sort of like went off with like a cackle, you know, like a witch's cackle, as it were, right?
Yeah.
And then as soon as it went out the window, he just like lay down on the bed. No, he never come upstairs. You know, the dog for one thing, and they got up and for about 5 weeks afterwards, it bothered me, and you know, I slept with the bedroom window shut, as it were.
Yeah.
You know, sort of thing. But have you heard of anything like that before? Because I forgot about it, to be honest with you. And with Dave saying that things, and you saying with black things appearing on the bed.
Yeah, normally, I mean, they're always associated with animals.
Right.
These black things, black spirit dogs, cats, etc., that tend to jump on the bed, but not to strangle you.
Right.
You know, maybe to lie down.
Poltergeist as well. You see, it definitely happened because I had marks on my neck. You know, don't want me to worry anybody, but this did happen.
Yeah. I don't know about poltergeist. I mean, possibility, because people have talked about that type of thing in the past, about being attacked or strangled or held down or whatever.
Yeah.
And so there's a possibility.
But there was no way I could move it. It was like a woman's figure, as it were. You know, as it described your face.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it was like just evaporated, like a puff of smoke out of the skylight window.
Yeah.
And as soon as that gone, his head gone back down, and he just settled down. You know, like he was an old dog.
And the only other thing that comes to mind is incubus and succubus. But I think are they not sexual ghosts?
Well,
that tend to pin you down.
Well, unfortunately, there was none of that. This was trying to strangle me.
Oh, well.
Obviously an evil type of spirit.
Well, it was pure evil.
Yeah.
That's why it was. I just got that impression.
It makes you wonder, though, why it went so quick when the dog came.
Well, this is what I don't know, because, you know, obviously...
Because it wouldn't bother. It wouldn't bother whatever came into the room.
Yeah. Could it have been startled or...
Do you know what I mean? So...
See, the reason I rang was if you did anything to this type of thing before.
Yeah.
Well, we've heard about it, yeah. We've heard about it, but
it didn't happen again, then?
No, I say it's never happened again, or I'd never before or afterwards seen anything like it, or experienced anything. You know, I remember James said he's not seen anything. I had to say,
no, never.
That.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it was really frightening at the time, and then you forget about it. And when Dave come on saying that, I thought, oh God, there's somebody else saying that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But you think it's you, and you think, oh well,
Well, you do, don't you? You think you're dreaming. You think you're in the twilight zone.
But I wasn't, because I seen the Mars, and like, I felt like, you know, suffocation, like, you know, it's the strangulation.
Yeah.
Well, can I ask you, when it was, you know, strangling you?
Yeah.
Where were your arms?
Well, I was like, it's hard to say, it was like, I was like pressured down by some force. I couldn't move. How can I say? I couldn't push my arms up to push it off, as it were.
So your arms weren't...
I was just like I was lying on my back, like, with my arms down by the side, but I seemed unable to move them, as though it was some force keeping me down.
Right. All I meant was, if somebody was strangling you, your first thing is to
push
go...
them off, but I seemed like I was paralysed or something.
Right.
Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, the paralysis is common, isn't it? Where
It's very common.
Can't move.
It's very common. Yeah.
Okay.
Kelly and David with us from the Stockport Ghost Society I. Let's move on. We've got about another 7 people, I think, or 6 at least, who try and get to. We'd love to give everybody a go. Linda should be next. Hello, Linda.
Hello.
Yes, Linda.
Hiya, Kenny. It's Linda.
Hi, Linda.
I feel a lot better for listening to this show. I'm sitting with my mum, and I've got myself a lot calmer, and I feel a lot better for hearing people actually talking openly about this.
Well, would you like to tell people what you've been experiencing, Linda, without obviously mentioning your address or anything?
Well, I was living in a property, and it was a council property, but before that I'd always been in like a private estate. I was totally unhappy, so I started looking to rent something in between moving, something temporary. I found this house in the paper, local paper, and I rang it up, and practically over the phone I was given the house straight away, and I said I'd like to see it before I decide on anything. The next thing I knew, I was picked up the next day and took to the property. The property was absolutely amazing, in a beautiful area, beautiful house. The landlord said forget the deposit. I didn't even need to pay a deposit, and I moved in straight away. He actually moved me in, moved all my furniture and everything, which I thought was a bit good of him at the time, but I thought it was because he felt sorry for the situation I was in this area I didn't like. I was in there a week and nothing happened. I'd never heard the SSA anything like this in my life. After a week, things started moving. Big things, plants, things like that. Cushions, plants, ornaments going from one room to the next room. Well, it was causing physical arguments in the house, because we were all blaming each other, because I have my family around a lot, and the 5 of us, and we were all blaming each other. But then it started happening with 2 in the room, so we couldn't blame each other. So then we started freaking out by it. So then we I can't even remember what.
I think it was your mother that...
My mum, yeah.
And the son mentioned ghosts, so I mentioned the club that I run with Kenny.
Yeah.
And that's how they got to know us, but it's from then on that me and Kenny have started investigating the goings-on.
Well, my son's seen
we've been witness to these objects moving about the house.
Is it very unusual in a council place, or
It doesn't
nothing to do with the age
no,
of
doesn't make
property?
any difference, James, where it is. Go on, Linda.
So, as Dave said, sorry Dave, I didn't know you were there. My son mentioned to Dave this shadow, and he's probably been picking up on, you know, what we've been arguing about. And then Dave said that he could get in contact with somebody that could speak to about it. Now I thought there'd be nobody in the whole world that you could tell. I mean, I'd be very apprehensive who I spoke to at this time last week about it. So Kenny came round and had a look around, and things happened while I was actually stood with Kenny in my house. A wooden stool moved from one end of the room to the other end on top of a fridge. Flower pots were floating. It sounds absolutely ridiculous, but you've got to see this with your naked eye. Things started floating around the house. I had a medium in who said it was a very haunted place. So I got back to the fella that owns the house, and he said, oh, I know she's there, but she's harmless. This has been going on for a long time. Somebody says that people don't last in there more than 2 weeks. So I was very annoyed, and at the end of my wit, really. My mother was in the kitchen with me one night last week, and things like a train was going across the ceiling. But there was only the 3 kids in bed upstairs. There was nobody else upstairs. But this was like a really, really loud train. That's what it felt like as well. So I was screaming. And as this happened, I picked up the phone to ring Kenny to let him hear what was going on in the house.
Yeah.
And there was this huge bang. So Kenny told me to go upstairs and get the children. But for the fear of God in me, I wanted up them stairs, but I just couldn't bring myself. Nothing was stopping me, but I had such a fear of death to move.
Yeah.
Because things had been thrown across the room and smashed, tumblers, cups, everything. I got up to the top of the stairs with my mum, and my mum and me came out the bedroom. I had one of the twins, I just started to the stairs. My mum got stopped and she couldn't move at the top of the stairs. And she just turned round, and this big gust of smoke came out the kids' bedroom, and through the smoke she could see like a full body of a woman, a dark shadow, leaping into the bathroom.
Blimey. Straight out of Poltergeist, that one, isn't it?
And this is with my naked eye. I think it was 8 people, Kenny.
At least.
From your place.
Yeah, at least.
And one of the ladies took me to the toilet because I just will not go anywhere on my own in that property. And I had my coat over my head, and I looked up, and this ornament came right through the ceiling and smashed in the bath. And I screamed and I pushed this
Unbelievable.
lady.
Nobody would believe you if you guys hadn't seen it. Nobody would believe you, would they, Linda?
I pushed the lady, honestly, James, right into the bath and left her. It was like a run for your life thing, and it was a nasty thing to do to her. And Kenny had to get her because I just legged it out of the house. Now, my sister-in-law had a knife thrown at her in the kitchen. She's distraught, honestly distraught. It's ruined her life. And at this moment in time, you can't go to the authorities and tell them something like this.
No.
They'll think you're cuckoo.
They do think you're mad, don't they?
They'll
Yeah.
lock you up. So I'm actually trapped in this property because I can't present myself as homeless because of a ghost. They'll say I'm making myself intentional.
Well, you'll have to get a councilman round, won't you?
So I really don't know where I stand. I've been advised to go to the Citizens Advice Bureau, but it's actually, although I know all these people have seen it.
There have been cases, Linda, I've read about them where, a haunted house and, they have had the councilman round or whoever, and I've said, yes, okay, I believe you. And, if the evidence is there, Linda, well, hopefully you will be able to get out.
Well, I tried to stay there tonight again, but it's just absolutely wild tonight for some reason. It took me an hour to calm down. I've just got a taxi. I've just got a taxi straight to here with the same firm that Dave's with.
Yeah, I've told you before though, Linda, we will come back. We will stay with you till the bitter end of this to sort it out, if that's what you want.
But I definitely need to get out here now, Kenny,
I know you do. I know you do.
It's affecting my health now.
I know you do.
I mean, it's coming on.
Blimey, it would affect anybody's health, Linda.
It's an awful situation, and you'd have to see it, James, to believe it. Up until a week ago, I'd have said, I even said to you, Kenny, without offending you, I would have thought you were on this.
No.
Honestly, up until a week ago, I couldn't see it in this.
Unbelievable. Linda, good luck with that. I know the boys are saying that they'll come back and, try and sort it fully for you. And yes, there have definitely been cases I've read where, there have been haunted houses and people say all these things are happening. Of course, council or the local authority or the landlord says rubbish. But yes, people have got away and people have accepted that a property is haunted. I must move on, Linda. Piccadilly Magic 11:52. Norma's next. Hello, Norma.
Hello, Jay.
Hello, Norma.
Hello, gentlemen.
Hello.
It's the first time I've ever spoken to yourselves. Basically, I don't think I've seen anything, but I'd just like to get this off my chest if I may. I was in bed, I'd had a read of a book, I turned the lamp off, I lay down, and I was just sort of staring at the wardrobe at the side of me. And I know I was awake, and then there was this huge, like a sunlight, not a white light, but it was like a yellow light, shining on the wardrobe door. And as I was staring at it, I thought, I'm going mad. So I rubbed my eyes to make sure that I was seeing what I was seeing. And the light seemed to spread across the room, and it lit the whole of one half of the room up. And I could see everything as though it was daylight, but it was in a yellow light.
And there was nothing outside that...
No, and the window that it came through, it's like a window on the side of the room, and then there's a tiny little window, just like a little portiole thing on the side. I'm looking at the window now, and that's where the light was coming in from. But
it's not there now?
No, but it was like a sun rays coming in. So I rubbed my eyes, closed my eyes, rubbed them, opened them again. And as I opened them again, the light just came again and just lit the wardrobe. I was looking at the bottom of the wardrobe, and it came up the wardrobe and went straight across that half of the room again.
And there's no way you could have been hallucinating, Norma, or dreaming, or...
No, honestly.
No?
There's no explanation for the light outside?
No.
What time was this?
It was dark. It was about this time now, going on for 2. Because I listen to James every night until he goes off.
It wouldn't have been like a police helicopter with the searchlight?
No, there was nothing. There was complete utter silence. And I was just staring, and to be honest, I was just thinking back to when I lost my father, which was 2 years ago, and my mother's extremely poorly in hospital. She's got senile dementia. And she's getting worse. Every time I see her, it really upsets me. But I hadn't seen her that day, and I hadn't seen her for a couple of weeks because I'd been ill with the MS. And I was thinking all this, and I was just, sort of lay down looking at the wardrobe, and then this light, it wasn't white, but it was yellow, like a sun rays coming off it. And as I looked, and the further I looked, it went right across one half of the room, but there was nothing there. But I felt so relaxed. I wasn't a bit frightened, not a bit. I felt so relaxed and so at ease.
So really, you feel you've had like a spiritual experience?
To be honest with you, truthfully, I don't know what it was. But whatever it was, I certainly wasn't afraid. It was very comforting.
But you've certainly got problems.
Oh, believe me, I've got a lot of problems. That can't be solved.
Probably, and it's only a guess, that it might have been some form of guide that was, I suppose, in its way, comforting you from the problems that you're actually going through.
Well, it could be, because my mind is continuously in a turmoil.
And we'll never really know for sure. We're not the know-all people. We only give answers from the experience that we've had dealing with people.
But it wasn't like you hear of white light. It was like the sun on a bright sunny day. It was like that. Yellow glowing. And the more I looked at the wardrobe, the more that it spread across the room. It was lovely.
So it could have been spirit light. Eye spirit light.
Could it?
Eye spirit light.
I felt so comfortable.
You see, normally spirit light is either white or blue. But you do get other colours, obviously, for different reasons.
Well, this was a yellow, and it was like a bright,
Very, very
bright, sunny, bright day.
So it was placed there, especially for you then, wasn't it, as a comforter for what you're experiencing?
Well, I don't want to mention this really, because she might be listening, but she won't mind.
Yeah.
It was about, I think it was about 3 weeks after the New Year.
Yeah.
I'm very close to my cousin because there was nobody for 17 and a half years until my brother came on the scene. I was the only child.
Yeah.
I had everything I wanted. I was ruined, I was spoiled. My parents were very good to me. But my cousin now, as recently, when we were very friendly, my husband was very friendly with her husband, more or less the same age.
Yeah.
And he died very unexpectedly. And it was about 2-3 weeks after the New Year that's just gone.
Yeah.
And when they've got 3 girls, when they got on the phone and told me, I just couldn't believe it. And whether it was him coming back, I mean, I don't know. I didn't see anything, only the light.
Yeah.
And the warmth and the lovely relaxed feeling that I got from this light.
I suppose because you don't really know for definite, you must accept what comforts you the best.
Yeah.
Mustn't you?
Because sometimes I feel as though when I first lost my father 2 years ago, I was sat in the chair, you know, the old big back chair, like an old chair.
Yeah.
I was sat in one of those and I felt something behind me.
Yeah.
And I know that there was, when I looked, there's nothing there. But all the back of my neck, the little hairs on my neck.
Makes you aware that there was somebody there.
Yes, I felt really funny, you know, but not frightened.
Yeah.
Not frightened.
Yeah.
But it was weird.
Yeah.
Well, light is always associated with good, and, you know, whether that's an alien experience or a spiritual experience, no, but anything that, you know, comforts you, it's good. God, all these people who get something happening to them, and it never happens to me. Oh, well. I'll try and get through Trudy and Doreen and another one as well. I don't know if we're going to have time here. Trudy next in just 1 minute.
The 80s Love Album. Perfect love songs from the magical 80s. The 80s Love Album. The finest ballads. The finest love songs. The perfect gift for Mother's Day. The 80s Love Album.
The Phone Bar is an interactive message exchange service. So if you want to talk to exciting new people, call now on 0930 20 30 30. For just 50p per minute, you can swap messages instantly, and with up to 150 people in the bar right now, you're sure to find someone to interest you. You must be over 18 and calls can last longer than 5 minutes. So if you fancy a chat and you're looking for a good time, call now on 0930 20 30 30. That's 0930 20 30 30.
There's only one talk show, and you're listening to it now. James Stannage on Piccadilly Magic, 1152.
Trudy is next for Kenny and Dave. Hello, Trudy.
Hiya.
Yes, Trudy.
It's just a few things, really. I think I'm looking to make sure that I'm not just cracking up. I've had a few things happen to me.
Go on.
First of all, my natural dad died when I was 6 years of age. My mum remarried again, and unfortunately he died about 10 years ago. And my original father, or my natural father, shall I say, was cremated, but we never had a plaque put up for him.
Yeah.
And when my stepfather died, we put a plaque up and had it engraved with my natural father's name and the top and his date and everything. And I used to go at first quite a lot, and then I used to go when I felt as if I needed to feel comforted, so I used to go and polish the plaque and put some flowers.
Yeah.
And feel quite sort of relaxed and stuff. So one particular day had been, and I came home and I got tea and I was upstairs, and it was a few hours later, and I wasn't really thinking about anything.
Yeah.
And this voice came into my head, and it was just, why don't you ever come to see me?
Yeah.
And I just turned to my partner and said, what did he say? And she said, I didn't say anything. So I said, well, somebody just said something to me. Now, I didn't really recognise the voice, but it just sort of made me think, you know, am I going a bit mad? Anyway, that was the first time. I've heard voices as well before, But what I wanted to know as well is, sometimes can you hear voices from people that are still alive?
Yes, you can.
Because that's made me wonder as well.
You can even see spirits of people that are still alive.
Right. Well, that answers a few things, because I've had experiences of voices, but I've also had, not that I've actually seen anything, but there was one particular time I was working nights, and I used to sort of walk around and just check on patients.
Yeah.
And there was one particular night I was working, and they used to have like little wardrobes at the sides of the beds, and mirrors attached to the wardrobes.
Yeah, I know the ones, yeah.
Anyway, this particular bedroom had a wardrobe facing the door, so the mirror was facing the door. So I was walking past one night, and I happened to look, and I caught my reflection in the mirror.
Yeah.
But my reflection wasn't with me. It was as if it was one step behind me.
Yeah.
And my hair on the back of my neck just stood up.
Yeah.
And my ears started pricking up, and I felt my heart was pounding.
Yeah.
So I just sort of, just carried on doing my shift. But then a couple of nights later, I'd been looking after this man for about 2 years.
Yeah.
And with his medical condition, he basically just lost all his social skills. He had Alzheimer's. And I grew very attached to this man. And this particular night, I knew through checking that he wasn't going to be with us in the morning.
Yeah.
So I kept going and checking on this man. And he was looking out towards the window, and he couldn't move himself because he was all contracted and everything.
Yeah.
And I walked in, and I looked at him, and I thought, oh God, I'm going to lose him. So I just really got very upset, and I didn't want to be like that.
Yeah.
So I went off to the bathroom, got some tissue. But before I went, I just said, don't you go anywhere yet.
Yeah.
So I walked to the bathroom, got some tissue, came back, and he'd moved his eyes from looking out of the window to where I'd just been stood before I'd gone for my tissues.
Yeah.
So I just put the cot side down on him, climbed on the bed, got hold of him, and I just looked at him and I was stroking his face, and I said to him, it's time you went to sleep now. And he did. He just seemed to fall asleep. And I used to sort of think to myself, because of his illness, would he ever have remembered me had he been well? And one particular night, he just came to me in a dream with a big smile on his face. He never said anything, just a big broad smile on his face. And I sit there sometimes and I wonder to myself, am I in a sort of sound state of mind, or is it just, because these things are sort of like based around an emotional...
They are based around emotional things,
yeah.
But I mean, I know people in the past, something like yourself if you work in a hospital or a care home, that have looked after people and they've died, and they've actually seen the people again, maybe a week after they've died or a day or so after they've died, and they've drawn comfort from the fact that knowing they've returned just to say thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for everything you've done. Thank you for being there. Thank you for being there at the end.
Yeah.
I hope you don't forget me as I won't forget you.
Well, I felt very privileged, actually.
Yeah, I think that's what it'll
very,
be all about. All about, and you must draw comfort off that, knowing he's fine, and he's happy, and he's running about, and, he's not like you last saw him.
No.
Okay, Trudy.
Okay, thank you.
All right, sweetheart, we've just got time for Doreen, I think, for Kenny and Dave. Hello, Doreen.
Hello.
Hello, darling.
Hi.
Hiya, Doreen.
Hi. I've got a problem where when I go to bed at night and the lights are out, there's somebody crawling on my bed.
Oh. Who do you think it is?
Well, I haven't got a clue. It's very, very similar to sort of a cat.
Yeah.
Something like that, when you can feel a cat jump on the bed.
Yeah.
And it's gone on for a long, long time now. Well, for years, and I've never bothered.
So you live with it?
Yeah.
How far does it go, like, apart from jump on the bed?
Well, it starts at the feet, and then I'm not asleep, obviously, I'm always awake.
Yeah.
It starts at the bottom of the bed, and it gets up as far as my knee.
Yeah.
And then it seems to move. It'll move across the bed.
Yeah.
And I just lift my foot up to shake the quilt, and it goes.
And it goes, yeah. We was once in like an old people's home type of thing.
Yeah.
And there was always the odd old person that said that each night, a cat or a dog had come into the room. Well, they didn't know it was a cat or a dog. They just said it felt like a cat or a dog, and jump on the bed. And they said more or less what you do. They just said, go on, get off, and it'd jump off, and it never bothered them.
Yeah.
It would never harm them in any way.
I've also had, like, as if it's somebody, like a person, where the bed's gone down.
Oh, yeah, as though they've sat on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've had, over the years, I've had, like, lights turned on when I turned them off.
That's a very common thing.
And my dad was an electrician, and when he died, which was like 24 years ago, after that, we started noticing the lights were staying on when we'd been switched off, ornaments whizzing round, and I dreamt that he came to my house, and he said, he was in the clothes that he wore, and he said, I've come to check the house because I want to make sure the children have got a nice garden. And I said, oh, well, hurry up, because my mum's in the kitchen. And in the house I was in had a serving hatch, and Mum was in the kitchen in this dream washing up. And I'm trying to close the hatch, but I didn't have a hatch in the house. And I'm closing it so Mum can't see him. And he leaned out the window and he just said, that'll do for the children, and off he went. And I'd only been in that house about a week when he did that.
Weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, very strange that one, Doreen.
I'm strange.
I don't know. I mean, I don't understand how we can, have a thing there that isn't there, that feels like it's crawling up our bed if it's not there. Really, I find that freaky.
I know.
I always thought of ghosts as being weightless. You see, that's my.
Not all the time, James.
Obviously not
all the time.
That's my problem with cats jumping on your bed. But Deborah was nodding furiously there, as if she's got a ghost cat that jumps on her bed every night, Doreen. So I don't know if you're alone there or not.
I'm alone now,
As long as you're not scared.
No, I've also had like a projection light with a man's face on the wall.
Yeah.
And that's been, like I woke up in the night and this white circle thing on the wall with a man's face. But I didn't recognise him.
You don't recognise him at all?
He had glasses on.
Oh, weird.
And I didn't know him at all.
So again, that could have been some past history of the house or what was there before it, I suppose.
Well, as long as you're not scared, Doreen, can I just remind you, if you want to get in touch with Kenny and Dave at the Stockport Ghost Society, as I say, they meet the first Wednesday of every month around 8 o'clock at the Carousel. That's just on Reddish Road, just outside Stockport. Well, if you want to drop them a line, you can do it here. Kenny and Dave, Stockport Ghost Society, care of James Stannage, Piccadilly, Magic 1152, PO Box 1152, Manchester, M15 4PR. And next Friday, more paranormality. The guy who's written the Encyclopedia of Alien Abductions with us next Friday night.
The stories as they happen, 24 hours a day. This is Manchester's Piccadilly 1152.